Hey everyone, it's the Grumpy Meeple, and I'm back again to give you my thoughts on the Shadowborn Games request for additional shipping funding, the rewards that they're offering, and to basically tell you how I feel about it. So you can see here in the screenshot, basically what they're asking is for each backer to kick in a additional amount based off the size of their pledge, which makes sense because shipping costs vary based off of the size of the package. So first off, we've got an $8 charge for the core pledge or the base pledge, that's without the miniatures. You've got a $14 charge for the core pledge and a $19 charge for the all-in pledge. And to me, this is very reasonable. I think that this brought the total of my shipping for this game to about $65. And that seems perfectly reasonable to me, to be honest. That seems in line with what I would expect in 2022. Do I wish that it was 45 like it was originally? Sure. But it's not, and to get a hold of this game in particular and to support a developer and a company like Shadowborn who has just so clearly put their hearts and their blood and sweat and tears into this, I'm happy to pay it. Especially because of the reward, which is 10% off of all Shadowborn Games Kickstarters and Pledge Managers. You don't need a code. You just basically, it gets associated to the email address that your pledge is tied to, and ever after, whenever you pledge for something, when you hit the Pledge Manager, you're going to get that 10% off. So the value of this really is way out of alignment with the ask, because even if you just look at this campaign and you were looking at an all-in pledge for Oathsworn, that was over $300. So 10% of that, you're already saving more than you're paying in additional charging on this campaign. And if anything, this industry has shown that these things don't get smaller, right? Like, the next game that Shadowborn puts out is probably going to be even more ridiculously huge than this. And so that 10%, assuming they do put out additional games, will be immensely valuable. And there's no reason to think that they won't. They've more than gotten the money that they need for shipping, I'm sure, already. And they have added a tip jar to the Pledge Manager, so they're getting funds even on top of that. I've seen people in the community kicking in for other people who maybe can't afford the shipping right now. And so they're going to be fine, and you're going to get your money's worth out of that 10% off for life. And if you juxtapose this to something like Simon, who basically recently put out a soulless, meaningless, numberless, specificless update that just basically said, shipping's expensive, sorry brah. No data related to it, no specifics about exactly the additional costs that they incurred. They're not disclosing the size of these boxes or how many they can fit into a container. It was just very, we need to say something because we look like assholes, but we don't really have anything to say. And so comparing that to the way Shadowborn has handled this, it's just night and day. It's embarrassing for a company of Simon's size and prestige. And it just shows that Shadowborn is going about this in the kind of polar opposite way that a big company like Simon would, and that as a result, I think it's reasonable to throw your support behind them, especially if you want this absolutely gargantuan game, which, originally was only supposed to be 2 boxes. Now it's 3 boxes because they had so much crap in those mystery boxes that they had to add a completely additional 3rd box post-campaign. So even if you just think about it that way, you're getting more stuff than you even thought you were. And all they're asking for is just a little bit of help with getting it across the line. So I'm happy to kick in that additional amount. The way that works is you get an email. It basically points you back to the pledge manager. You pay the additional shipping, and then you're done. So my thoughts on it are it's a totally reasonable request, and I'm happy to participate, and I have added some extra funds to the tip jar just because I don't want these guys to go away. I think that there are great things to come for Oathsworn and for Shadowborn Games, and I just want to support the development of future games and future iterations on Oathsworn. So that's all I had here. I've added a couple of pictures at the end just showing the shipping progress. This is very old, but you're seeing this stuff is boxed up, it's on pallets, it's wrapped. By this time, it's on a lot of it at least is on a cargo ship. You can watch a 2-hour-long live stream of the cargo ship from the Kickstarter update number 65, which again, that's them recognizing that this is an ask and trying to justify it or to show the benefit to you of participating and adding that extra money. They're literally saying, this shit is on the boat. You're so close. We hate to have to ask you. And if you watch that video, there is no question that Jamie, he's deeply upset that it has come to this. But it did, and there's no reason dancing around it. And so for them to go out of their way to do stuff like literally post videos of shipping containers that are hauling their games across the country to try and build goodwill and try and blunt the blow of this is just a display of how much they care about what you think about them, which is in exact opposition to what Simon is doing, which is basically saying, we don't give a fuck what you think about us. You're either going to pay us or you're not going to get this thing. So eat a dick and also pay us an extra $100 to ship this game to you. So I know which of those two I want to support, but it's up to everybody to make up their own minds and to decide whether or not, they can, if you were a backer, if you can take on the additional costs for their shipping. So that's all I have for now. Just wanted to explain what's kind of happening, what you're getting for it, and give my opinion on it. I hope you enjoyed this, and I will talk to you later.